And hello, everyone, and welcome back to Words I Choose to Live By. I'm Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us for today's program, and I'm really excited about today's show. We have Melissa Banks and Darius Ewing will be joining us here in just a bit, so don't worry. I'm not doing this one solo. Mary Ellen will be with us next week, but today we're discussing week number 5 from my book by the same name. You guys see it there in front. There it is, Words I Choose to Live By. I'm going to go ahead and connect with our Amazon Live family, and we'll get started. And you all are watching Words I Choose to Live By here on Amazon Live, also powered on our affiliates as well. Glad you all could be with us for today's program. Really excited about today's show. It's based on my book, as I mentioned earlier, Words I Choose to Live By. You guys can see it there. Today we're going to be discussing week number 5 from our book. Our co-hosts, Darius Ewing and Melissa Banks, will be joining us here in just a bit. As I was just mentioning to our own other affiliates, Mary Ellen will be back with us next week. If you guys do not have your own copy of my book, I will be reminding you how you can be able to get it as well as our co-host books as well. Before we get into that, though, I wanted to mention a couple of things to you guys about the ways that we've been able to do this program. One of the things that has really helped me a lot here on Amazon Live is what I'd like to share with you guys now, and that is my Byte Cool laptop. You all see it there. If you guys are doing a lot of streaming like what I do here with Amazon Live, definitely this is one of those things you'll definitely enjoy. I like the fact that it does not take up a lot of space. It's easy to be able to travel with. I also like the fact with this that it does come with Windows 10. You'll notice that it's installed, the Windows 10 Pro, but it does give you a free upgrade to Windows 11. I was able to upgrade for free to mine as well. So it's a really great value right now on Amazon. It's $279 for the Byte Cool laptop. Again, $279 right now. A really good deal if you're looking for an affordable laptop that's great for streaming. This is also really good for you. The next thing I want to share with you guys that is also on sale today is the Kindle. The Kindle is on sale right now for $59.99. If you watch our previous broadcast, I had Dr. Teresa A. Smith on with us. We were discussing her book, From Bravery to Victory. You guys can see it there on my Kindle. This one is a really good deal if you guys do not have a Kindle device. And as I've mentioned before, it's not just good for your books. It also has your different apps, your favorite apps you're able to load on there. Also, you can be able to attach a keyboard to it and a mouse, be able to use it as you do for other things when it comes to streaming the internet, being able to surf. A really great value. But again, this one that I have is on sale right now for $59.99. You all can see it there in the carousel there on the Amazon Live side. So really good value if you guys are looking for a way. I have over 300 books on my Kindle. So it's a really good way to be able to keep the books that you like handy, but also be able to do other things as well. As I mentioned, though, we do have our co-host Darius Ewing and Melissa Banks joining us today for our program. If you guys do not have your book, we're discussing week number 5 from my book, Words I Choose to Live By. You guys can see it there. I'm going to go ahead and bring in Darius and Melissa. Hello to the two of you. How are you?
Hello, doing
Morning.
great.
Hello. Good.
Hey, well, as I mentioned, Mary Ellen will be back with us next week. Mary Ellen, if you're watching us live on the replay, we miss you, but we're looking forward to you being back with us. But today we're discussing week number 5, which is a powerful message, I feel like, guys, and that is you have potential. There is nothing on this earth that is beyond your reach if only you will do the work necessary to achieve it. Do not stop. Do not be defeated. You will win. Just reading those words get me excited because I think we all need that encouragement for ourselves. Life can beat you up. We're just 2 months into this year. And for a lot of people, well, for one thing, here in Mississippi, the weather can beat us up too. But I mean, there are a lot of things that can happen that can come to us that will try to make us think we can achieve the things that we think that we could, or even get to a level that we think we can get to. So, Darius, I want to start with you on this. How does this message help you to know that in spite of what comes your way, that you have potential and you can win?
Um, what reminds me of that, I have to remind myself daily that I'm a winner. I have to have flashbacks of
Mm,
everything that I've been through. I have to look backwards so I can keep going forward. I
mm,
didn't say move backwards. I look backwards and just glance over the things that I've been through and how God has helped me to conquer and how He's helped me to elevate and how He's helped me to move. And once I
mm.
see that, that reminder reminds me to keep moving forward. it reminds me to never stop, because I now see that, hey, you was in this position before, you was in this predicament before. It wasn't that bad that this time. It was worse than this time before. And here it is, you're getting upset and you're getting frustrated, and you've been through this. Just to stay calm and trust the process and ride the wave.
Wow. Wow. It's a great reminder, I think, for all of us. Melissa, what about for yourself? As I mentioned, life can definitely happen to all of us. None of us are immune. How has it helped you to know that you not only have potential, but that you can win?
Well, one of the things that has helped me is to keep speaking positive things to myself. As long as I'm talking positive to me, not what everybody else is saying, but what I'm saying in my head, because that has the most influence over my thoughts, over my actions. As long as I can stay positive, I can speak life, and I can believe in myself. Then the next thing I had to realize is I can do all the believing in myself. I can have all the ideas in the world, but if I don't put the work in behind it, then none of it's going to happen. I had to realize that faith and believing in myself are critical, but what's also critical is doing the work. So many of us, Cyrus, have a really great idea, right? Or take a class and we get excited about it, and this is going to happen in my business, and this is going to take me to where I need to be. But then we get out of the class and we don't do anything, and then nothing happens, because nothing will happen if we don't put in the work. So you have to start with believing in yourself. You have to start with having faith that you can do it. And then you have to put in the work. Those are the three critical things that I believe that changed in my thoughts, that also changed in what I was able to achieve and what I'm not able to achieve.
Yeah. I want to say, for those who are tuning in on the Amazon Live side, you'll notice as each one of our hosts are speaking, even though we're discussing my book, Words I Choose to Live By, we're highlighting each one of their books. We have Dream by Design, the expanded edition we're highlighting right now when Melissa was just talking. Also, we have the book, A Note to Self by Darius. That's the book you'll be seeing as we're kind of going back and forth. Hello to you, Pele. Good to see you there on the Facebook side. Again, we welcome those tuning in on Facebook, on Twitter, on YouTube, and LinkedIn today. Glad you all could be with us as we're discussing week number 5 from my book. You all see there, it is Words I Choose to Live By. Today we're talking about You Have Potential. If you guys don't have your copy of the book, if you're on the Amazon Live side, you can be able to click either below or on the side to be able to add it to your own shopping cart to be able to get it. Also, we'll remind you how you can get our other co-hosts as well. Pele says, believe, faith, work. That definitely is the key. But Darius, I want to say this, though. I mean, I think for a lot of people out there, they may say, you know what? Yeah, that all sounds good. But I've been doing that. I've been doing the work, and I'm not seeing the payoff. What would you say to people who feel like, they wonder if it's even worth it?
Man, you have to look how far you've come and think. If you stop, you got to start over. If you stop, you got to start over. You never know if you're at the end. You don't know if you're in the middle. You don't know. You don't know what position you're in. But mentally, you should say that you're always in position to win if you started the race.
Yeah.
You have to say that mentally. I'm set up to win. But, I have to be mindful. If I stop, I might be at the finish line and I just can't see it. I might be at the finish line, one prayer away, one positive thought away from the finish line, and I stop and I quit, and I have to start all the way back over.
Yeah. Darius, when you were talking, what that reminded me of, I'm sure you all have seen that illustration of the two men digging for gold. And the one guy is literally, he's right there at it, and he gives up. And I think about that so many times because there are so many people, as Darius has said, that are right there. They're right there at whatever their goal or dream is, and they give up too soon. And I think, what a tragedy that is. But I think also, how that really does make them think about their future. Melissa, what about you? I mean, what would you say to people who say, and I'm sure you've heard it, well, Melissa, I get it. You're real positive. You're real motivational, but I've been trying to do the things that you all are talking about. What would you say to them, Melissa, about the importance of still not giving up?
This is funny. And sometimes this happens, that what we're talking about on this show is also the inspiration that I shared for today. So I wanted to read an inspiration that I shared for today that comes out of my book, but it talks about, are you focusing on what didn't work? See, what happens to us is we start cataloging every single thing that's not working, every single failure that we face. That's what we start cataloging. And that's what makes you want to quit, because quitting seems easier than keeping going. So the inspiration says, today is the day you change your focus, and your focus becomes about not quitting. And when you make that your focus, that's when you can recognize that failures are just the stepping stones to your success. The secret sauce is to not stop. As long as you don't stop, you pass the failures and you get to where you want to be. And when you have that mindset, if you have to say that to yourself every single day, you will recognize that you can get there as long as you keep moving and you don't get distracted by all the things that are not working. So that is what I would say to you. Focus on getting to where you want to be, and knowing at any moment that you quit before you get there, you will not get there. And say to yourself, I want to know what happens if I don't quit.
I love that. I love that. Such a great point. I want to say hello to those who are tuning in on the Amazon Live side, as well as joining us on our affiliates. You're watching Word That Choose to Live By. Today, we're discussing week number 5 from my book. You all see it there, Word That Choose to Live By. I'm going to go ahead and highlight it again in the carousel. On Amazon, it's available in paperback and hardcover, as well as a Kindle edition. We're discussing week number 5 in the book with our co-host today, Melissa Banks and Darius Ewing. Our other co-host, Mary Ellen Saganovich, is out today. She'll be back with us next week. But the topic for today is you have potential. And I want to go back to something else I said. It's 2 points in here, Melissa, and have you comment on that. Do not stop. Do not be defeated. You will win. That is almost a mantra, almost an affirmation for ourselves. How has that helped you? We've been talking about our audience, but how has that helped you to, even when you hit a snag, to not be defeated by that and to keep going knowing you can win?
Because, that's what I was just talking about. And this has happened to me more than once. See, the key is not to think that you're perfect, not to think that everything is going to go perfect all the time. But when you get in those moments, I get in those moments that I'm getting no after no after no. I'm trying different things that in my mind, I knew they were going to work. When I tried them, they didn't work. And it's sometimes that happens in abundance, right? It doesn't happen here and there. It happens today, tomorrow, 10 times today. You're getting no's. And then you start focusing on those no's. And that's when you become frustrated. You become frustrated because you had a plan. Your plan was supposed to work, and you had a timeline. And you get frustrated and distracted, and you think about stopping, because that's easier to stop instead of getting up, working hard, putting all these hours and not moving. What you have to do, and that's what I have to do, and you know this personally, Cyrus, I have to get myself back on track. You talk to that person that you trust, that gets you on track. You listen to that motivational speaker that fires you up. This is the time that you control every single thing that comes into your mind, and you have the control. And I know this works because I have to do it. You do not talk to that girlfriend that you love that throws negative stuff in the pot every now and then. This is not when you reach out to her. You listen and you focus on positive people that uplifts you and will fire you up and will tell you the truth about what you need to do. And that will get you back on track. That will keep you from stopping. And if you don't stop, you get to the win.
I love that. Such a great message. There's what about for you? I mean, we all pour into other people, but when it comes to pouring into ourselves, how important has it been for you to make sure that you're practicing what you're preaching, that you realize that regardless of what happens, that you're not going to be defeated and that you can win?
Man, I have to, number one, first and foremost, I have to stay transparent at all times. Transparency is a must. It's like, hey, like Melissa said, hey, we cool, but today is not the day for us to have a conversation. I love you, but I can't kick it with you today because I need the me time so that I can keep me together and keep me straight. Because if I don't, then I feel a certain type of way about what I've done. Now, again, nobody is perfect. Nobody is gonna be perfect. But when you're walking in purpose and walking on purpose, the enemy is just gonna eat at your ankles.
Hmm.
Just about little nitpicky stuff that's old, stuff that's not even relevant. And it'll cause you to divert your focus and attention on irrelevant stuff versus focusing on what you're created to do.
Yeah.
And that's the enemy's job. His job is to stop you, to deter you from carrying out the mission. But if you don't spend that quality time with self and be transparent and say, hey, I might need to cut off Shaniqua, or I might need to cut off Boo Boo, or I might need to cut off Jacob or Paul. I might need to cut them off so that I can be successful in the role that I'm taking on, that I'm called to do.
Yeah. Such a great point. It's a great reminder for all of us. And I think too, as I think about for myself, unfortunately, sometimes we have to be the ones to encourage us, right? Because it's not always easy to find people who are going to speak life into you. It's not always easy to find people who are going to be positive, who are going to tell you, you can do that. There are enough people out there, and we've talked about it on this platform before, that will tell you what you can't do, what you can't achieve, what is not possible. But I think that's why a book like Word That Chooses to Live By, and all of our books are important, because it reminds the reader it's really not up to them. Darius, you said it. I have to give you credit for this, because you said it last year on this program. It wasn't given to them, so it's really not their responsibility to be the one to encourage us anyway. Right. It's up to us. If it was given to us, it's up to us to believe it and to hold on to that. So, Melissa, I want to go to you. What advice then, what encouragement do you have for our audience today when it comes to realizing their potential and walking in it?
I would say to you to believe in yourself, to decide what's your big dream, what is it that you're looking for, and then decide what it looks like. Make up your mind that you're going for it no matter what, that you're going to focus on your big dream. Get really good at motivating yourself. One of the things I was thinking about when you were talking is I have gotten really good at self-motivation. It's great to have people to listen to. It's great to have people to talk to, but it begins with you. It all begins with you. So get really good at motivating yourself. Get really clear on what your purpose is. I'm going to tell you, when you're clear about your purpose, when you're clear about why you're here, and you're clear about what gift to the world you have, then focus on it and get clear about it. And all the other stuff is just getting you to where you need to be. This is a self-talk. This is a talk you have with yourself every day, more than once a day when necessary, but you get yourself back on track. It's okay to fall off track. It's okay to get frustrated. It's okay to feel like this is just not working, but it's not okay to stay there. What you have to do is make it your purpose for that day to get beyond that frustration, for that day to get to beyond the negative thought that's coming into your spirit. And you take the action and the steps to make it happen. It's not going to just happen out of nowhere. You have to take the steps to make it happen. So get really good on that. Know what you want, focus on it, and every single thing else is in line with that focus. As long as you dominate your distractions, as a friend of mine says, then you will be able to get yourself back on track, get back on target, and keep going toward what you want to achieve in your life.
Wow, great message there. Appreciate that. And Darius, what about for you? What would you say to our audience about the importance of speaking into themselves, not only the fact that they have potential, but also that they can win?
Man, look, once you speak, I tell people when I speak that your words have power and they have meaning when spoken from the heart. So when you really say it, you really mean it. First and foremost, trust the process. That's it. That's all. Once you start trusting the process, you're going to start going through different phases. Transition. Trust the transition. It's going to be different. You're going to move different. You're going to think different. Everybody who was with you, everybody can't go with you to this next level or the next phase. Everybody that you thought you needed is not you. You are more than capable and able to carry out the mission that has been bestowed upon you. You can do it. It's been done before. Now it's your turn to step up and carry the torch. And by it, and I'm saying it by it being Black History Month, I can see our pioneers and our people who came before us, who were entrepreneurs and leaders and just of all sorts. And then they had people who were telling them what they could not do. And look at them now.
Yeah.
Do you want to be a part of history, or do you want to make history? Do you want to be the legacy, or do you want to create another legacy for somebody else? So it's like Melissa said, it's all up to you and your mindset. You have to make up your mind that you will trust the process, that you are going to do what it takes to get to the end result. Yes, it's going to be tough. It's going to be hard. If it was easy, everybody would do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If it was easy, everybody would do it. But you were chosen to do it because you were equipped and you are going to be seen through to the end.
It's a great reminder for us. Again, everyone, we've been discussing week number 5 from my book. You all see it there. I'm going to bring me back up here if I can. And this is one that's important for all of us to remember, that you have potential. It's found on page 13 for those who have the print edition of the book. Words I Choose to Live By is available right here on Amazon. I'm going to go ahead and highlight it there. You all can get it, as I mentioned earlier, in paperback, hardcover, or the Kindle edition of the book. It really is about being able to keep you all inspired. And Melissa, what about you? How can our audience stay connected with you and get your books?
Well, they can stay connected with me, as always, on themelissabanks.com. You can get our newest book, Dream by Design, the expanded edition. It is filled with inspirations that you can repeat over and over and over again. Sow them into your spirit, so when you have those moments of discouragement, you have something to talk back to. Nobody shows up to a battle without the right armor. So this is a great source to have to keep you on track when you start to fall off track. I wanted to also say that, you know what, when you're just about to win, that's when the enemy attacks you the hardest. So you have to have something to defeat that enemy with. So you're right before you win when things are coming at you the biggest. So focus, keep your mind straight. Also at themelissabanks.com, you can hear some of our interviews with some amazing women doing some amazing things in life and fighting through the journey and flat refusing to give up. You find all of our platforms, all of the things we're involved with right there at themelissabanks.com.
All right. Thank you for that. Kenneth, hello to you on the Facebook side. Kenneth Allen Campbell says, look at them now. He's talking about what you were mentioning there, Darius. It's up to you. Thank you. What a great point. So, Darius, what about you? How can they stay connected with you and get your book?
Oh, they stay connected with me on social media, on Facebook, Darius Ewing, and on my official page, Darius L. Ewing, on Instagram, Mr.Ewing1914. My book is on Amazon. Type in my name and make a purchase. For those who are local, I do have some available.
All right. So again, thanks to all of you again, Mary Ellen Saganovich. We missed you, Mary Ellen, and Mary Ellen will be back with us next week for sure. We definitely thank all of you for tuning in. Keep in mind this week's message, though. You have potential. As you heard all of our co-hosts mention, you've come too far to just go this far. If you keep moving forward, you will succeed. You can win. Melissa, Darius, thank you all for another great show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And we thank you all for watching this week's episode of Words I Choose to Live By. Until next time, you'll make it a great one. We'll see you next week. Take care.